Hi, all. I have been posting content recently about training as a discipline and as a tool to help managers and leaders develop their team members. And I've been getting some great interaction and feedback and comments about training. And one of the common comments that I've seen, I wanted to address briefly before I transition into coaching. And it was essentially that this is the problem with training. This is why training doesn't work. This is why you should focus on coaching, which is really ironic because the point of my content was not to say training is bad and you should coach. The point of my content was actually to say that there's a purpose and a place and a time for training as a mode to develop your team members. So depending on what is at hand, training can be really effective and should be something that managers and leaders know how to do, not necessarily formally, but know how to train, even informally on team members' basic responsibilities and projects and work that they're doing. So I highly encourage you, before I move on to coaching, which is clearly the more exciting discipline as we think about how we develop team members, to think about training and to review my content on training and how it can be useful and how it can be employed. And really, when we're thinking about the difference between training and coaching, there are a few key things to help you differentiate which discipline you should focus on. First and foremost is whether or not there's a known path, process, answer, or specific thing someone should be doing. And so if you have sort of a predestined path in mind for your team members, a process, a specific process you'd like them to follow, specific actions that you want them to take, specific behaviors that you want them to take. So you've really determined the desired learning outcomes. Ultimately, in any of those cases, you are training. That's what you're doing. If you say, hey, as the leader, as the manager, there are specific learning outcomes that I need for my team. There are specific skills I need them to develop. There are specific processes I need them to master. There are specific technical areas where I need them to gain more knowledge, right? In any of those categories, you're training. So anytime you're setting the desired learning outcome as the manager or leader, and you're really determining top down what your team needs to learn, you're training. Additionally, anytime the instructions are clear or specific, you're training. So anytime, it's clear and specific the path that they need to take, you're training on that path. How you train can be very creative, and there can be different modes of that, which is what I've been posting on. And the last category would be when there's a specific skills gap. So coaching really helps to evoke awareness, to shift perspective, to tap into internal learning and internal knowledge we already have within ourselves. Training is super supportive when there is a skills gap. I do not have the answers within myself to go from point A to point B, right? That's where training can be particularly helpful. Examples that I could give, I think about my work discipline today for different things. I've been exploring ads, and ads are new to me. I have been seeking training and seeking learning on ads, and I don't have those internal answers within myself, right? I don't innately know how ads work on LinkedIn. I need to go out and find different training and learning avenues. So anything where there's just a skill set gap, you can't coach someone through a gap in skills. You can train and teach and mentor through a gap in skills. We coach when we know our team members have the skills and have the capability and potential internally. And we are, there to be their coach to help create a process where they can tap into that own knowledge and tap in and evoke that awareness within themselves. We also coach when the end result is not predestined, right? When we are open to whatever learning and whatever final decision they come to and what it is they're looking to achieve. So training can be great, especially when it's used in the right ways. And I encourage you to employ it before jumping into wanting to handle and wanting to take a coaching approach as a manager or leader. That being said, I hope you enjoy my upcoming content on coaching as a manager or leader as a path to develop your team members. Look forward to seeing you all soon.